Oh yeah, it's Thor Die-Cat. It's this week on Blu-ray and DVD. Welcome back, my friends. We've got a couple of titles to tell you about. 6, and we start off with Angelina Jolie in Maleficent. One of Disney's most iconic villains comes to the big and now small screen, and Oscar winner Angelina Jolie dons the horns and plays the classic character of Maleficent. Get a look.
Is it true?
It is.
My aunt said it was an evil fairy. I can't remember her name. They said it was
Maleficent.
Ooh, there you go. Elle Fanning doing a very good job of Princess Aurora. This made over $700 million at the worldwide box office. A combination of live-action fantasy adventure casting a wondrous spell on Blu-ray. I had some issues with a little bit of the sort of sequences of the fantasy with an overuse of CGI, but Jolie does a great job in the iconic role, and there are some great bonus features on the Blu-ray, including deleted scenes and behind the scenes. You look at the reimagining of the classic animated tale into a live-action version, how King Henry and Maleficent, the opening battle scene, used gigantic wire rigs and elaborate choreography. There's also a featurette on Elle Fanning, Aurora, Becoming Beauty, and Classic Couture, a look at the elaborate costumes that went into the production. It looks great. There's some wonderful performances, and it's great for the whole family. Maleficent, check it out now. All right, we're going to stick with the fantasy adventure realm right now because Dwayne Johnson is donning the loincloth in the latest sword and sandal epic, Hercules. And this is a little bit of a different take on the classic because it takes a more straightforward, realistic approach and dispenses with a lot of the fantasy elements. Take a look.
In this moment, on this day, become the man you were born to be. Let it be to death or victory!
Well, there it is in a nutshell. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson bringing it. There's a terrifying new enemy threatening the innocent, so he has to lead a team of fearless warriors against all odds. Interesting cast in this one. You've got Ian McShane, Joseph Fiennes, Rufus Sewell, and the great John Hurt. There's over an hour of in-depth behind-the-scenes special features in this one as well. 15 deleted and extended scenes, interviews with the cast and crew, and a look at the weapons employed by Hercules and his team, also featuring commentary from Brett Ratner. Now, you see the fantasy elements here. Those exist more in the movie as stories that were told, legends of Hercules that may or may not actually be true. So they actually tried to re-envision Hercules as a man who's very strong, but not necessarily the sort of demigod that he's described in a lot of legend. You know what? Dwayne Johnson is a charismatic actor, and he does carry this movie despite the flaws. It's very silly in parts, but there's some good one-liners. The cast obviously seem to be having fun with it, and it's a rollicking, rousing adventure for all. Now we've got a wonderful film to tell you about in Philip Seymour Hoffman's final role as an actor, and this is a great one from director Anton Corbijn, A Most Wanted Man, and it's based on the best-selling novel. He stars as a German intelligence officer who must race against time to solve a perilous mystery. Have a look.
Hamburg's a long way from Berlin. What are you doing here?
Me, I'm just an observer.
I've been observed by Americans before. Usually doesn't end well.
From what I'm hearing, we're not the ones you need to be worrying about.
Intelligence.
Oh, there you go. The wonderful Robin Wright taking a break from House of Cards. This is just chilling watching Philip Seymour Hoffman. And you know what? He goes out in style here because this is one of his finest roles of his long and storied career. Unfortunately, that was cut short because of personal problems and a heroin addiction. But man, one of his final roles here, and it's a doozy. Basically, he has to solve a mystery. Is the half Chechen, half Russian Muslim who surfaced in Hamburg a victim seeking refuge or a terrorist seeking revenge? Shades of Homeland in this one. He is simply mesmerizing as this character, and there's a shattering, thrilling conclusion in this film. So a taut political thriller. You got a great cast. Rachel McAdams also bringing a lot of gravitas to this movie. So A Most Wanted Man. If you like those thrillers, Willem Dafoe as well. Forgot he's in this one. An excellent cast. If you like those thrillers and the political intrigue, this one is for you. Okay, not so much sticking with that realm, but the family might appreciate this one. Disney is back with another Planes movie, and this is obviously obviously, a follow-up to last year's Planes movie. But this is Fire and Rescue, and the first one was a smash hit. This one as well, and it follows the world-famous racer Dusty Crophopper, and he joins an elite fire and rescue unit and learns what it takes to be a true hero. You got the vocal talents of Dane Cook, Julie Bowen, Ed Harris, and more, and the visuals look stunning in this one. Great animation. The boys, particularly, they are going to love this one because of all the wonderful personalities displayed and all the great high-flying machines as they race against time and the elements to save a community from some raging infernos and forest fires. There you go, Planes, Fire, and Rescue. Might be one for the young ones. We're moving along, and you may not have heard about this one, but it's an excellent little political sort of Midwestern, south of the border feel, but it's Frontera. And this stars Ed Harris and Michael Pena, along with Eva Longoria. And it's about a hardworking father and devoted husband who crosses the border illegally and is wrongfully accused of murdering the wife of a former sheriff, played by Ed Harris. So his wife is pregnant. She ends up in the hands of a corrupt Mexican band of smugglers, and she tries to help her husband. This one really took me by surprise because I hadn't heard about it, but Frontera is a great film from director Michael Berry. Looks at the complex issues of immigration and human trafficking that really affect the U.S. and Mexico, and how the border divides the two countries. Now, the events are fiction, but they are inspired heavily by reality, and it looks at how it affects the people in that region very deeply. So some gripping performances in this one, and a story seemingly ripped right from today's headlines. If this one passed you by, you might want to check out Frontera. A great role for both of these actors, particularly Ed Harris, who's just proving he is such a great veteran actor. Finally, we leave you with one of television's greatest shows, the complete series, now out in high def on Blu-ray and DVD. We're talking, of course, about The Sopranos. 15 years after making its revolutionary debut and really altering the landscape of television, HBO has announced that they are releasing 86 episodes for the first time ever in one collection, 28 Blu-ray discs packaged in a beautiful, elegant box featuring some iconic artwork from the series. You've got the complete collection right now, all 6 seasons plus wonderful bonus materials. Get that out now if you love The Sopranos and everything that James Gandolfini brought to that role, along with a host of great characters and wonderful actors. One of the best written shows of all time. And even if you didn't really enjoy how it went off in the final episode, it was still an amazing journey and one of the most influential and iconic shows in recent memory. The Sopranos complete collection out now. There you go, Gandolfini bringing it. I'm Thor Dykow. You can check me out on Twitter at Thor Dykow. I'll bring you the latest on Blu-ray and DVD releases each and every week. See you next week on btvancouver.ca.